Welcome to the show. It's your girl Sarah right here on the Sunrise, and I'm very, very excited to be here on this beautiful Tuesday morning because I have a lot of interesting information to be sharing with you. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned because, like I said, I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be sharing some important things with you, and I will be here to make sure that you are aware about everything that goes on, to make sure you're aware about what happens, and make sure that at the end of this conversation, you will leave with the most positive news that is available to everyone, okay? Because positivity is very, very important. Let's think about it. If you think about why positivity is so important, take into account all of these terrible things that happened in the past few months. We've all been very stressed out, right? So what better way is there for you to, become more positive, to have a lot of positive news other than to just tune into the Sunrise on Relax Radio, where we're all about the positives and no negatives. So make sure you stay tuned because right now I'm going to be talking about the healing powers of outdoor swimming. Okay, now here in the UK, outdoor swimming is something that is rising in popularity. Okay, a lot of people love outdoor swimming, a lot of people go for outdoor swimming. So let's talk about why they do that. And let's also talk about, some of the stories of these people who started outdoor swimming and how it helped them change their lives completely. Okay, let's also talk about, obviously, the benefits of cold water swimming and why exactly you need to maybe consider it, especially if you are thinking of new hobbies, new things to start. The best way for you to actually do that is by making sure that you think about some outdoor swimming. You take into account some outdoor swimming and maybe try it out as well and let me know your experience. And before we head into the conversation, if you want to get in touch with me, if you want to share your thoughts with me, you can do that. All you need to do is just text me on 07852473 you can text me, you can call me, you can also go download our app, which is available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Make sure to share your thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to go follow us as well, because it's definitely going to help you understand and help you be aware about everything that happens, not just here in the UK, but in fact all around the world as well. Okay, and obviously don't forget to download the app, which is available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store as well, and that way you can make sure that you can always join in the conversation from anywhere in the world at any time of the day. So right now, let's actually talk about the healing powers of outdoor swimming. Right now, like I said, here in the UK, it's something very, very popular. A lot of people are trying it out. A lot of people are flirting with hypothermia, if I am to put it that way. But the truth is, outdoor swimming is in fact very, very beneficial, and that's why a lot of people are doing it. So I want to actually tell you the story of of a few people before I tell you what exactly the benefits of outdoor swimming are. Now, Jojo O'Brien actually started outdoor swimming after a surgery that she had to go through, right? Basically, she had an injury in her leg and she couldn't really walk a lot, and that really got to her because she felt like she lost her sense of identity. She felt like she lost her sense of mobility, and because of that she was actually having an internal, she was having an identity crisis because she couldn't figure out who she was and what she wanted to do, right? And what's important for you to keep in mind is that when it comes to outdoor swimming, it's not only beneficial for it's not only beneficial for your physical health, it's also very, very beneficial for your mental health because it helps you reduce stress. It helps you, it helps to take all those problems away from you temporarily, right? Because when I'm telling you about this, what I can see, what I imagine is me stepping into this huge pool of cold water. And the moment I feel it, I'm just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this feels so good because I can finally feel all my problems washing away, right? And that's just the truth of it, because let's be honest, who doesn't want their problems to just wash away? Who doesn't want to stop thinking about their problems? You just sometimes want to turn off that, you want to turn off that button. You want to turn off all those negative thoughts, all these negative things that are going on in your head, and the best way to do that is by outdoor swimming. Okay, so that's why a lot of people are taking an interest in outdoor swimming. Now, Audrey Livingston and Debbie Croydon also have built lasting relationships in water because they became friends and they decided to start this swimming center for people who are Black, Asian, and of the minority ethnic communities, right? Because what they realized when they went for swimming was, oh, you know what? There is in fact a huge lack of Black, Asian, and minority ethnic people. So they decided that they will will actually open a swimming center, so to include these people. So in terms of inclusivity, in terms of representation and diversity, this is something positive as well, right? Because they're making sure that all of these people whose numbers in swimming are in fact very, very low, they're actually making sure that these people have a chance to swim, that they have a chance to open and be who they are. So that's absolutely amazing as well. And this is just outdoor swimming, okay? So that's absolutely amazing, because they're encouraging people, they're asking people to come for swimming, and they're making sure that a lot of people feel involved, feel included in this little community, in this little project that they have, to make sure that everyone feels like they're a part of this swimming group, right? It's called Soul Swimmers, and that's definitely something very, very positive as well, right? So obviously, in instances like that, we understand that swimming, while it helps to reduce stress, while it helps to take away all of those worries you have, something else it really does is making sure that you form friendships, you form bonds, and as human beings, those things are very, very important. Okay, now make sure you stay tuned, because right now we're actually going to head into a small break, and after that we will be back to keep talking about this. But until then, make sure you stay tuned.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start and say, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million, and they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
Welcome back to the show. It's your girl Sarah right here on the Sunrise, and we're having a very important conversation on why we need to make sure that we continue outdoor swimming, or why outdoor swimming is in fact very, very beneficial and healthy for a lot of people. So make sure you stay tuned to the conversation because, like I said, we're having an important conversation. We're, giving a lot of positive stories. We're sharing a lot of positive stories, and we're making sure that people are aware, that people know what the benefits are of outdoor swimming. Okay, now before we head back into our conversation, I want to very quickly remind you that you can in fact be a part of the show. All you need to do is just make sure that you go follow us on our socials, that you download our app, which is available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and make sure that you are in fact a part of this conversation. Make sure to text me on 07852473473 and share your thoughts with me, share your ideas with me, because I absolutely would love to hear whatever it is that you have to say. Now, let's talk about some benefits of outdoor swimming, right? Because we need to talk, the reason we need to talk about these benefits is because I want to tell you that when it comes to outdoor swimming, it not only has, physical benefits, but it also has some mental health benefits as well. Now, if you don't, I mean, believe it or not, outdoor swimming actually helps to boost your immune system. Okay, and the way this actually works is when you step into cold water, it boosts your white blood cell count, because it forces your body to react to the changing conditions, and over time your body becomes really, really strong, right? It becomes really, really good at activating its defenses to make sure that your body has much, much better immunity. Now, something else it does is it also gives you a natural high, because cold water swimming actually activates your endorphins. Because let's face it, it's a bit painful to just suddenly dip yourself in cold water, right? And basically what happens is endorphins are actually released when we're in pain, to help us cope with it. So when these endorphins are released, it actually helps your body cope with the pain, and over time your body actually adjusts to the temperature, and cold water also brings you closer to the pain barrier, right? Which I think again is absolutely amazing, right? Because if you think about it, if you actually think about it, you begin to understand that bathing in cold water, swimming in cold water actually helps your body a lot. So something else that it does is that it improves your circulation. Your blood circulation. You know how blood travels from your veins, your arteries, your capillaries, and it's traveling back and forth because they need to obviously give blood to the body. Well, in instances like that, it helps to improve your circulation too, because cold water swimming, it flushes your veins and arteries and capillaries, and what happens is that it forces blood to the surface, and it helps us warm our extremities. So repeated exposure actually adapts us to the cold, because our bodies are supposed to be, our bodies are made to adapt. Our bodies are made to make sure that we can evolve, that we adapt to changes easily, right? So obviously in instances like that, it helps to improve your circulation, because it forces, or rather it flushes your veins, your arteries and capillaries, and therefore by that it actually makes sure that when you're repeatedly exposing yourself to very, very cold water, that it helps your body adapt to the cold. Okay, now adapting, or rather burning calories, is something that we've all been crazy about, right? Look, how many of you have actually seen all these crazy Instagram stories or even posts about how people are fitness crazy right now? I know you've seen it, because I've definitely seen it as well, right? Every time I'm on Instagram, there's so many people who are at the gym, who are working out, who are doing different types of exercises, and I'm like, am I not good enough? Because I definitely don't feel like doing this, because it's way too much work. And also, I'm lazy to work out anyway, right? However, having said that, cold water swimming actually helps you burn calories, because when you're in cold water, your heart actually has to pump faster, and your body has to work harder to make sure that everything is kept warm while you're swimming, right? So overall, if you think about it, cold water swimming actually burns far more calories than swimming in normal water conditions, because it makes sure that your body is because it exerts your body under much pressure, and it makes sure that your body has to stay warm when you're swimming. Okay, now stress is something that we have all been going through, especially these past few months. It has been so stressful. Like, the stress has really gotten to me, right? And if you're someone who who is as stressed out as I am, or if you're someone who stresses out over the most minimal things like I do, well, don't worry, because cold water swimming actually helps you reduce stress as well. Now, a lot of studies have actually been identified with the link between cold water and stress reduction, and cold water swimmers have in fact become calmer and much more relaxed. Okay, so the moment you step in that cold water, what happens is you feel like all of your worries are going away. You feel like all of those negative thoughts, those negative feelings that you had, they're just being washed away, and that's what it feels like. And I have to tell you, it feels absolutely amazing as well, right? And last but not least, the biggest benefit of cold water swimming is it's a great way of socializing and making friends. Now, I know you don't think about it as something big, as something huge, but let's be honest, okay? Who doesn't like to have friends? Who doesn't like to go out and make friends? Because it's definitely not me. And the truth is, when you are facing a challenge and there are other people there who are going through the same thing, it tends to bring people much closer, right? Because you're sharing the experience as a group, and there's nothing better than sharing that experience as a group. So, cold water swimming is something you should definitely try. Now, make sure you stay tuned, because in a few more minutes, we will actually be back to keep talking about how dance sessions are helping some women confront cancer. So, until then, make sure you stay tuned.